Before man, there was the mountain, and on the mountain there was life. The dawn chorus rang through the tall forest, led by the haunting flute-like call of the kōkaka. Large rata trees stood as silent sentinels, and the many trees and shrubs gave fruit and nectar to the native animals and birds. It was a paradise. But today the mountain is almost silent, its voice almost gone. Maungatautari rises majestically from the Waikato landscape within sight of Lake Karapiro. In pre-European times, over 5,000 Māori lived on and around the mountain, and the forest canopy was tall and intact. The mighty rimu pierced the sky, and this tree, one of the few remaining, is thought to be about 500 years old. And Maungatautari supported a wide variety of native wildlife, with kiwi, the handsome kereru, kōkako, tuatara, and the giant weta being just some of the birds, animals, and insects that made it a special place. But today this mountain is largely home to introduced predators and pests. The bird life is all but destroyed, and native plant species are struggling to survive. Many have lost the battle. Many will never be seen here again unless something is done. And something is being done. The Maungatautari Ecological Island Trust has been formed, working with members of the community, iwi, the Department of Conservation, local government, and adjoining farmers. They are dedicated to restoring Maungatautari, to bring back the dawn chorus, to fill the forest to capacity with native birds, insects, reptiles, frogs, and other wildlife, and to share it with everyone. But the only way to achieve this is to remove every warm-blooded predator permanently, right down to the last mouse. Only then can the mana of the mountain be truly protected. But can this be done? We are talking about a mountain with over 3,000 hectares of bush cover. You see, the people of the area are passionate about their mountain. Many have grown up in its shadow. It dominates their landscape and their lives. They are not prepared to see it die. So the answer? Build a state-of-the-art barrier fence around the bushline and then eradicate every mammalian pest within that fence. Once this is done, the biological recovery of Maungatautari can begin. It will become a mainland island, a protected environment where native plants, birds and animals can be re-established and survive. So what are the project goals? To build and maintain a 47-kilometre totally pest-proof fence around the bush edge of the mountain. To eliminate all warm-blooded pests within that fence. To reintroduce threatened species that have been lost. To build access gates and tracks and create a wildlife haven where visitors are welcome. To encourage people to come and enjoy the vibrant wildlife, experience a pest-free New Zealand forest, and to study and learn about its unique ecology. To establish an education facility for school groups, visitors, and researchers. To establish a successful, sustainable enterprise. Now these are very ambitious goals, but can they actually be achieved? The Maungatautari Ecological Island Trust is convinced they can. We can surround the mountain with a scientifically proven barrier fence. We have the technology to get rid of all the predators that are so destructive. Once these have gone, we will be able to reintroduce the species lost to this area. Therefore, we know we can restore Maungatautari to its former glory. But what are the practicalities? Why Maungatautari? Why a pest-proof fence? What are the benefits? The Waikato has other native forest areas that could and should be restored. So why was this mountain chosen? The answer is clear. This almost completely bush-clad area is large enough to be home to a wide-ranging, self-sustaining population of native plants and animals. The forest here is still reasonably intact, despite years of destruction by pests. The circular shape of the forest edge makes it cost-effective to construct a pest-proof fence along the bush line. The location is perfect. 80% of New Zealand's population live within a 2-hour drive of Maungatautari. It will be by far the largest predator-free area on mainland New Zealand, an ecologist's paradise. So how are we going to achieve this restoration? And why a pest-proof fence? Because introduced predators are the biggest threat to our native wildlife. Just 2 stoats roaming in a 100-hectare area will find and kill every kiwi chick. Not one chick will survive. It is estimated that the created ecological island could support over 2,000 kiwi. We have 2 options to protect our native wildlife. We can repeatedly poison and trap the predators, or we can fence them out. A pest-proof fence eliminates the need to continually bait and trap an area, and so reduces any risk of killing our native animals while we poison the pests. So what is a pest-proof fence? Animal behaviorists, scientists and fence experts spent hundreds of hours trialing various pest-proof fence designs until finally the design used today was achieved. It is based on a deer fence, about 2 meters high, covered with a fine but very strong stainless steel mesh, and with a section of that mesh buried at the base to prevent animals from digging under it. The mesh extends out from the fence, as the animals that try to tunnel under always dig right up against the fence line. During the trials, it was noticed that the pests never dig further out. They dig next to the fence and simply move along. It just doesn't occur to them to step back. This is animal psychology at work. There is a smooth rolled metal capping that prevents paws from gripping the top of the fence. Even the most athletic feral cat is defeated by the metal capping. They are not able to clamber over. Once they are discouraged by the capping, they give up. And no gap in the fence is larger than 6 millimeters to ensure it is mouse-proof. A major threat to the fence is people leaving the gates open. So special double access entries have been designed to stop this happening. This double gate system, with the second gate unable to be opened until the first gate is completely closed, solves this problem. And the fence will be electronically monitored so that possible storm or other damage can be quickly detected and repaired. Intensive development and rigorous testing has put New Zealand at the forefront of this technology. It works. We will eliminate all warm-blooded pests within the fenced area. A pest eradication plan has been researched and written especially for Maungatautari. Once the fence encircles the mountain and the pest eradication is complete, the biological recovery can begin. But the trust will not stop there. It will work with iwi and the Department of Conservation to reintroduce threatened species that have been lost, including kiwi, kokako, takahe, giant weta, and the tuatara. Maungatautari's lost children will return. And the reserve will be open to everyone, a haven where visitors are welcome. They will share a managed and very special experience, while at the same time, the ecological integrity of the mountain will be preserved. This will be a place of learning, where students of all ages will return time and again to monitor the many ongoing changes. The restoration project offers students the opportunity of hands-on learning in the unique environment of the mountain. They will discover how a healthy, pest-free New Zealand would once have looked. And the Maungatautari project will be a successful and sustainable enterprise. Now, these are very ambitious aims. Can they actually be achieved? The Maungatautari Ecological Island Trust has already proven they can. The project is on target. And already the project is creating national and international interest. 2 enclosures have been specially designed for visitors. Kiwi now roam in these areas free from predators. Their shrill cries, the first in over a century in this place from New Zealand's iconic bird, now echo across the mountain. But the completion of the fenced enclosures is not the end of the project. The whole mountain must be free from introduced mammals if we are to save our threatened wildlife from extinction. The immediate priority for the Trust is to raise the funding necessary to carry the project smoothly through its first 5 years of operation. The Trust has put great effort into consulting with the people of the Waikato region and getting their opinions as to how they feel about Maungatautari being restored as a wildlife haven open to visitors. Carefully researched and fully documented, the results of this consultation process indicated that 95% of the community wanted the mountain restored to its original state. And the Trust continues to interact with all those who need to know and want to know about this ambitious undertaking. The community drives this project. It is their project. Tens of thousands of volunteer hours have been spent on the mountain by schools, community groups, and individuals who simply want to make a difference. And they have already made an enormous difference. As we have said, the magnitude of what is being achieved by the creation of the Maungatautari Ecological Island has sparked national and international interest. So share our vision. It's a unique opportunity to be a part of building our heritage, building a special place to inspire us now and be treasured and enjoyed by generations to come. A grand vision, a huge project, an achievable project. With your involvement, yes. Help us bring back the Dawn Chorus, the voice of Maungatautari, forever.